All right, so today we're talking about something that we all are very much maybe already aware of. Why clutter creates mental rajas. We've got the maha gunas, and there's these qualities that permeate everything, including our homes. So sattva, clarity, harmony, luminosity. It's that spaciousness, that light, that quality that invites the body to soften and the mind to settle. And then we've got rajas. And so that creates movement, stimulation, restlessness, the quality of space that tugs your attention in 20 different directions, having 20 tabs open on your computer. And tamas is that feeling of inertia where it's just heavy, right, and stuffy. It's, when you can't move in the space. So cluttered often is unfinished decision making. Every kept object may carry that silent information. It's either I must sort that out, or I should wear that, or I should spend more money on that, or it could be a sense of like, why isn't that like that? So physically, clutter frequently becomes cognitive clutter. And that cognitive clutter, it just feeds rajas. It just feeds that overthinking, overstimulating. Your bedroom, where you spend those first morning moments, does it have that light feel, or is it just feeling rajasic? Maybe it's your email inbox that feels rajasic. Too many things you've signed up for. Yep, that's me. But that's something that you can constantly prune back, right? That's something that you can constantly, easily reduce. And what's your garage looking like? It might be full of tamas, stuck energy. It's just over-clugged and cluttered. No shame required. Let's just use all of this as information. Don't allow yourself to judge. So an Ayurvedic home, what you're sensing, you're digesting. So Ayurveda teaches us that nourishment doesn't come through the mouth alone. It's our senses are the doorways. And so when we as modern women, we're exposed to these extraordinary volumes of sensory information. This is what creates this anxiety in the mind. So in our homes, how can we invite more natural daylight during the day, or as evening arrives? How can you let that soft sunlight, golden light come in? Then can you use dimmed lamps and candles rather than the heavy electric lights? And as dusk feels like, dusk, giving this body its environmental cues for rest. That's the soft light that we use that induces rest. If you light a candle in the evening, instead of having all your lights on full blast, this is going to invite more rest into your body. Will get those cues that actually this is nighttime. And then your tactile world, what you touch, can you create more of a containment of warmth, softness? Your home should not be just photographically beautiful. It should feel beautiful against your skin. Your kitchen. In Ayurveda, we've got a list of things that you can use as kitchen utensils, but we also want to look at this space in terms of creating open spaces for you to work. It's a functional space. And so we want to have clear sides. We want to be able to keep everything clean and tidy, to keep it sanitized. So This is where a lot of the alchemy of what we're cooking, what we're chopping, it's our space where we're creating something, alchemizing, transforming. So it's essential that it keeps clean. And then we can also ask, as we're doing this as a kitchen sadhana, something that transforms us, do we have space to keep everything clear? Do we wash our hands slowly, sensually, or are we just like quickly moving through without intention? But actually creating that shift in your physical and your mental space. Do we take a deep full breath that grounds us in presence before we rush into creating something? Even we can talk about creating an ambience, an atmosphere in the kitchen, like playing some music that feels devotional, or lighting a candle, which is representing Agni, that digestive fire, that which transforms our food. Or maybe it's just silence, no scrolling, no material, no YouTube videos, right? It's just silence that makes it really intentional. Are your ingredients that you use, are they all in date? Are they all like laid out clearly so you know what you're using? And typically in India, you have these spice boxes, right? Something where you've got your main ingredients that you're going to use to cook in that are kept, tidy. Personally, I have these little jars. I buy the bigger bags and then put them into smaller jars and grind the seeds up as I need them so that they're nice and freshly ground. And it isn't time consuming. What it is, though, is it's about presence. You giving your presence to something that's going to nourish you and your family, something that's going to make a difference. All right, so if I came round to your home and I dumped 700 pieces of paper on your kitchen floor, you would immediately recognize it as clutter. And yet here we are. We walk around with 1,000 emails, screenshots, notifications, safe posts, voice notes, open tabs, these unread messages. And because we don't actually physically have them in our space, we pretend that we occupy no space, but they are there in your attention. And we can say that a digital dinacharya is a healthy thing. So dinacharya means a routine. So a digital routine that we could have so that we don't create and carry too much of this as ama, mental toxins, is to have a little bit of discipline around how we use these devices. For example, in the morning, giving yourself some free time to breathe, to move, to wake up without having any notifications on or going into our phones first thing. And, being aggressive with your notification in on your phone. Like, are you being subscribe to everything? Or are there a couple of things that you feel would be good to unsubscribe to that drain your energy? Maybe you can mute a couple of accounts that trigger comparison or anxiety. You know, this is your permission slip to create and to remove those things ruthlessly. Create space. And digital decluttering, like closing your tabs on the computer so they don't run for days. Delete those screenshots, tidying up your whole screen on your laptop. Clean your digital space. That can also affect your mental clarity. So the core principle is really to consume less than you can actually digest. You know, it's not so much about being informed, it's about staying connected to your own inner voice. So that you can hear your own thinking. So when we think of an Ayurvedic home, we're not talking about an empty monastery. I love beauty. I love textiles. I love my books, my bowls, my crystals, spices, like beautiful things through, you know, a fully lived life. But the question is not how fewer things you own. The question is, do I own these things, or am I tending an enormous museum of unfinished decisions? So minimalism isn't necessarily owning less, it's about needing less stimulation, less comparison, less urgency, less filling every empty moment because silence makes you feel uncomfortable. And then noticing that with that comes more attention, more digestion, more prana, more presence, more appreciation, more room for actual life. We have to come back to the question that we opened with, love. Does the way that you live support the state of consciousness that you want to cultivate? Because this was never really about clutter. It's about whether your home is quietly giving your nervous system the message it's allowed to exhale softly. So here's what I'd love to do. Don't take 10 things, take one thing. One drawer, one shelf, one quiet corner that you can make your own, and begin there and only there. Now, I've held something back for part 2. We're going to go into the 4 clearing questions and into epigraha, the practice of letting go. Because the tree in autumn, it doesn't feel sad when it releases its leaves. It just lets go. So watch this full video next. And if this spoke to you, share it with a woman who needs the same permission to soften and clear her space. And if you're ready, not just to hear this, but be held through it, our Sacred Vitality Collective community is going to be linked right below this video, and I would love to meet you there. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye for now.